Hello everybody, this is Sheheryar and you're watching All of Your Business. In All of Your Business, we talk about your favorite topics about economy and the latest developments happening across the globe regarding economy. Today we are going to talk to our guest Mr. Mehtab Haider regarding lots of topics and themes. Assalamu alaikum sir.
Alaikum assalam.
How are you sir?
I am fine.
Sir, I would like to have your opinion and your analysis over the peace talks round two that are going to happen anytime soon in Islamabad. The delegations from both the countries, US and Iran, are expected to reach Pakistan in the coming days. So, how do you see it?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you very much for having me. Actually, this whole global peace depends on these talks, and all eyes are focused on Islamabad, that how these talks are going to proceed further. And it is hoped that both sides will be able to strike consensus. This consensus is very important both for the global peace as well as for the global economy. So it is hoped that some kind of positive outcome will be struck in this upcoming talks, and then this peace and tranquility will turn into prosperity for at the global level as well as in this region of the world, and especially in the Gulf region.
Right. So, having said that, what do you see if the agreement is struck? How do you see fuel prices going? Where do you see them going?
Actually, it will take some time to smoothen both the supply and the prices, but it is hoped that existing prices will not remain at elevated level,
Right.
and it will be reduced. And it is good news for those who are oil import dependent countries,
Right.
especially in case of Pakistan, as well as some other regional countries of the world, as well as in Asia. So it is hoped that the prices of fuel, both the petrol, diesel, and the gas prices, will be reduced. It means that the pump price of fuel will also be reduced, but both electricity and the gas prices will also be reduced for the households.
Right. So there's another good news which I'm going to talk about, and I would like to hear from you. There is a good news for the salaried class. So what is that?
Actually, the budget is around the corner.
Absolutely.
The government has so far taken a tentative date of June 1 for the announcement of the budget, because they have taken the date from the Speaker of the National Assembly. So, probably in the first week of June, the budget will be announced. But before that, IMF's executive board is going to approve the next tranche for Pakistan, and then it is expected that IMF team will physically visit Pakistan or hold virtual talks to finalize the major contours of the next budget. And Pakistani authorities are planning to suggest to the IMF for reduction in the salary tax slabs, as well as some kind of reduction or abolishment of the super tax. So any relief for the salaried class is a good omen, because last year we have seen that Government of Pakistan and IMF had agreed to slash some slabs of the salaried class, but the overall tax incidence and tax burden of the salaried class increased. So this time it is hoped that the salaried class will get such an incentives which reduces their tax burden in the next financial year.
Right. So, how do you, or what are the predictions about the budget overall? How would it be for citizens of Pakistan?
This budget is meant for providing an incentives for different sectors of the economy, because we have stabilized the economy by achieving macroeconomic stability.
Right.
But this recent Gulf War had posed certain risks on the economy.
Absolutely.
And if this war ends at the earliest, it will help to recede those risks. Then Pakistan and IMF will negotiate the major contours of the next budget, and Pakistani people are expecting that some kind of incentives and impetus to be given to the economy to push harder towards increased economic activities. And with increased economic activities, it means that growth will pick up and inflation will recede or reduced. So, with this kind of macroeconomic stability, when economic activities are going to be increased, it means the more job opportunities will be created, and poverty and unemployment will be reduced. So it is a good news and good omen for the people of Pakistan, because we have witnessed a suffocated economy in last 2 to 3 years. Now the time has come when the dividends and the positive results must be shared with the people of Pakistan. And there is another news. For the targeted subsidy, the government of Pakistan and IMF have agreed that from January 2027, the quarterly stipend of uh, uh, vulnerable segments who are beneficiaries of the Benazir Income Support Program, their stipend will be increased from 14,500 rupees to 19,500. So there will be increase in inflation adjustment. So this kind of good news are coming in the next budget.
Right. That's definitely a very good news. So, talking about the good news, there's another news that Pakistan has received and then the second tranche from Saudi Arabia. So, what are its implications?
Its implications that Saudi Arabia had deposited $5 billion earlier, and with an addition of $3 billion, now their total deposits lying with the State Bank of Pakistan stood at $8 billion.
Right.
So when their finance minister visited Pakistan, then Prime Minister of Pakistan also visited Kingdom of Saudi Arabia last week. Then they announced $3 billion deposits. And out of $3 billion, $2 billion were deposited earlier. And now, today, State Bank of Pakistan confirmed that the another $1 billion also received. So, the total deposits of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia now stood at $8 billion. Pakistan had also repaid $2.45 billion to the United Arab Emirates. We have returned back, and another $1 billion will also be returned. And Pakistan is in a comfortable position that we have also repaid $1.4 billion on account of Eurobond. And another good news that Pakistan had also increased the size of the Eurobond from $500 million to $750 million. So positive and good news are rampant in these days for Pakistan's economy.
Thank you for sharing this, sir. I was about to come to this topic that Pakistan has increased the Eurobond. Sir, can you tell our audience that what does this increment means?
Increment means that Pakistan had asked Standard Chartered Bank to raise Eurobond. So first of all, they raised Eurobond a very, very good rate. And I was not expecting that Pakistan will be able to launch this bond at this competitive rate, because this rate was 6.97%. So keeping in view this appetite, Pakistan decided to increase the size and volume with an addition of $250 million. So now, earlier it was launched of $500 million. Now the size was increased to $750 million.
Nice.
It shows that international financial institutions and international investors are ready to buy Pakistani paper. And Pakistan re-entered into the international capital market after a pause of 4 years. And first time they received a good response. There was another aspect that earlier we hire a financial advisor, and then we conducted road shows, and then the bond was launched. But this time we hired Standard Chartered Bank. Ministry of Finance hired the Standard Chartered Bank, and they sold the Pakistani paper after getting their own margin. So there was appetite for Pakistani paper, and it was subscribed at uh, affordable markup rates, because everyone was expecting that Pakistan might launch a dollar bond in the range of over 8%. But Pakistan received an attracted offer of 6.97%, and it was good. And that's why they also increased the size from 500 million to $750 million.
Right. So let's talk about our favorite topic. That is the gold prices.
Okay.
Gold prices, we have seen a slight decline in the prices, but still it stands at 5 lakh rupees per tola. How do you see the fluctuations?
Fluctuation is happening on daily basis, because in last week we have seen that there was a slight decrease. Then we seen the other day we have slight increase. Now it's fluctuating, and it will remain so until and unless uncertainty ends. When uncertainty ends, then its price fluctuation will be over. So it's happening, keeping in view the overall certainty at the global level, and it is hoped that after the fuel prices, when the fuel prices will be stabilized, then this gold and silver prices may stabilize, but I cannot predict.
Right. And sir, are you still do you still stand by the statement that gold can never replace silver?
Of course, because at least in Pakistan, we have seen that people are exploring alternates. But earlier, there were more dependence on more gold. They have reduced their dependence, but gold is still gold.
Gold is gold.
Yes.
Right. Thank you so much, sir. That was all for today. Keep watching All of Your Business. This is Sheheryar signing out.